I guess I'll skip a few pages and speak quickly. The Freedom from War Coalition was formed shortly after the Russian invasion of Ukraine on February 24th of last year, an invasion we condemn. We will be marking that occasion with an information picket in Duncan on the anniversary of the war next month. You're all invited. We are dedicated to peace, and we state clearly that war, war-making, and war profiting are not paths to peace. In that respect, on Armistice Day on November 11th, we joined the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom to engage in a picket and protest against war at the Canadian Forces Maritime Experimental and Test Range at Manus Bay. Many of you will know that that fight against the use of Canadian waters by American ships carrying nuclear weapons has been going on for over 50 years. The protests then were larger and more comprehensive, and they were outlined in an excellent book entitled Submarine Dead Ahead, Waging Peace in America's Nuclear Colony, authored by Kim Goldberg, a well-known Vancouver Island writer. What happened to the peace movement? One thing that happened is that the left, if you will, has been under attack by the communication forces of the powers that be. They have sown division in our ranks. We have been siloed into factions and organized to call each other fascists if we didn't fully agree with each other on matters as wide-ranging as vaccinations and gender. Everybody's talking. Nobody's listening. And that suits the bourgeoisie just fine. In that respect, we at the Freedom from War Coalition, want to cast a wide net. Join us. We don't look to exclude people, rather include them. We will be joining the large February 25th Save Old Growth demonstration in Victoria. Why? Because saving old growth has everything to do with peace on the planet. And the more these threads of cooperation can be sown between groups, the stronger the forces of peace against war, the stronger the fight for equality for workers' rights and against exploitation and discrimination, and the stronger for old growth against climate chaos become. Thought we need to work together. Finally, I want to read a poem authored by Kim Goldberg that fits with this occasion. It is from another book of hers called Undetectable. Undetectable. The identities of the 53 Chinese mine workers who died in the blast at Nanaimo's #1 coal mine on May 3rd, 1887. This was the largest man-made explosion in the world until the Halifax explosion in 1917. The mine burned for one full day. There is a memorial plaque at the mine entrance on the corner of Milton and Esplanade. It lists the Chinese fatalities as Chinese miners: 3, 71, 72, 77, 83, and so on, up to 145. For this was the only way these men were listed in the company records, by tag number. Employers were not legally required to report deaths of Chinese employees in British Columbia until 1897. The 97 white co-workers who also died on that day are listed on the plaque by first and last name. And finally, let me say that the forces of the state and capital will forever try to divide us, but they will be unsuccessful. The planet and the people will win. They may wish us to be undetectable, but we refuse. We persist. Thank you.